Number 10. Exploited the LGBTQIA+ community. Honestly, I find hate to be a really strong word that I do not like to use lightly, so keep that in mind for this video today. Keep in mind that I am your host and that I really don't like talking about hate. I know hate gets us clicks, but I'm really more focusing on reasons why some celebrities might dislike Perry and where the speculation on their feelings towards her actually comes from. So here's the thing. A lot of people believe that Katy Perry actually used the queer community to boost her sales, and while this may have seemed true at the time, she's actually since come out as being bisexual herself. So considering she is actually kind of part of the queer community now, and songs like I Kissed a Girl may have actually been part of her journey to accepting herself, it seems more than likely that this wasn't really her intention, or if it was her intention, it also became a part of her. Of course, then there are songs like You're So Gay, which has not aged as well, even with the revelation that Perry is actually part of the queer community. It's just, it's an embarrassing one. Still, some queer artists may even be skeptical of Perry's true intentions, although to be honest, as a bisexual person myself, I know that sometimes there are people who simply see this identity as not being real, and as you being exploitative of the queer community anyways, and simply outright lying about your orientation, since to them it's not a real one. So that's also something that we should consider here. I'm not saying that no, I'm not gonna say anymore. I've said enough. And friends, before we move on to our next spot on this list, if you love when we spill the tea, be sure to let us know by clicking that subscribe button. Number 9. Legal trouble with nuns. A few years ago, Katy Perry was caught in a legal battle with actual nuns after she attempted to buy the property their convent was on. This is a true story. The nuns wanted to sell the property to a restaurant owner, Diana Hollister, for $15.5 million. But the Archdiocese aimed to block the sale, citing that the nuns actually did not have jurisdiction to sell the land. Technically, any sale of the land as well would require the Vatican's approval. Instead, a legal battle ensued between the parties, with Hollister even being made to pay out $10 million in damages to the Archdiocese of LA and Katy Perry. During the legal battle, one of the two nuns who were continuing their fight to not have the property sold to Perry collapsed in court and actually died. So you can see why some people blame Katy Perry for this, although really it seems like it's actually a bit more complicated in regards to who actually has the right to sell the land here and who's really at fault. Also, I believe both of the nuns were quite old, so it's possible, you just collapse and you die sometimes. That's life. That's sad, but it's true. Number 8. Choosing sides. When Pink was interviewed on the London radio station Kiss FM, she was asked to choose a side between Katy Perry or Taylor Swift in regards to their long-standing ongoing feud. While Pink certainly did nothing to blast Katy Perry, she did end up choosing Swift's side of the argument. Although she also acknowledged that no matter what you say when asked a question like that, there's really no right answer. Going on to add, everyone wakes up offended, which is definitely true. To be honest, I agree with Pink there. And to be honest, if I were Pink, I'd kind of be wondering why I was being even asked this question, since the beef between Perry and Swift really has nothing to do with Pink. Number 7. Easily offended. Although Chrissy Teigen likely wouldn't describe herself as a hater, Katy Perry for a brief moment kinda thought she was, due to a misunderstanding. After performing Firework at President Joe Biden's inauguration, Chrissy ended up saying to Katy when she ran into her that although she doesn't normally like fireworks, she loved her performance. Perry misunderstood Chrissy, John Legend's wife, while seeming to think that she had said that she hated Firework normally, as in Katy's song. Chrissy Teigen, however, was full on taking the blame for this awkward interaction, saying that she always gets nervous around celebrities and often stumbles on her words, embarrassing herself, and attributed this brief moment of tension to just that. A moment when she said something and was like, dang, maybe I should have not said that way. Number 6. Tries too hard. Some feel that Katy Perry simply tries too hard to sell herself and that she simply is not authentic. However, I find this hard to comment on myself since, I really don't know Katy Perry. I've never met her. I will say I think a lot of celebrities are judged in this way, being labeled as people who try too hard or are inauthentic, when really trying too hard is likely how they got to where they are, and being inauthentic is usually a label put on them by others who either just simply don't like them but don't want to admit that they just don't like them, or who struggle with their own sense of authenticity themselves, or feeling themselves authentic. I think we're all pretty authentic for the most part, but I think it's hard to feel that way in life. So yeah. Number 5. Fake. According to Perez Hilton, Lady Gaga once labeled Katy Perry as fake. Of course, Keep in mind, this is Perez we're talking about. Still, he swore that at one point in time, when Katy was at the height of her fame, that Gaga was jealous of Katy's success because she found her to be hypocritical. Katy Perry was loved by the press and fans for her good girl image a while back, which bothered Gaga because she knew about Perry's bad behavior. At least, that's the old story according to Perez, who said that he doesn't think Gaga still hates Perry, just swore that at one time she definitely did. Number 4. Airs the drama. Some like people who call it like they see it and are open with their fans. Others think it's better to keep beef between the folks who actually know what happened and to not air any of it. Some may not like Katy Perry because she completely opened up about her feud with Taylor Swift on James Corden's Carpool Karaoke, back when that was a thing. However, the feud is over now, so really it all ended up being okay in the end, but the fact that I will even say that Katy called out Taylor for starting the feud and thereby saying she needs to end it likely rubbed celebrity fans of Taylor, and Taylor herself possibly, the wrong way. Which, yeah, it's a little extreme, I think, to be like, she started it, she should end it. That's a lot. Number 3. Last minute changes. Well, once again, hate is a pretty strong word here, especially since I'm pretty sure this is some super old beef. There was a time when Calvin Harris and Katy Perry did not get along. This was because Calvin Harris chose to cancel his appearance during Perry's California Dreams tour. Of course, as I said, this is some old drama because it happened way back in 2011. I don't even remember what was happening in 2011, it was a totally different time. Still, it seems pretty reasonable, this beef between the two. Harris canceled due to the fact that Katy Perry's team had seemingly made last-minute changes to the production or staging, and it basically left him with no choice but to cancel, according to him. While more frustrated with her team than her, Katy Perry seemed to take the tweet explaining why he was dropping out quite personally. She fired back that everyone else was able to adjust, and went on to say that it was fine that he was canceling. At this point, she'd gotten quite used to it. However, since then, they've moved on and have even collaborated together, so I doubt Calvin Harris has issues with Perry today. I think they've moved past it. I mean, it was 2011. You know, some things were said, but we can all move forward. Number 2. Stole dancers. This is a famous one. This is the one that apparently started the beef between Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. I mean, you can't really steal dancers away though if they willingly choose to join someone else's tour. But some people believe that Taylor Swift has it out for Katy Perry, or had it out for Katy Perry, because of just this. Apparently, Katy Perry's dancers decided to audition for Taylor Swift, who was about to go on her tour following Perry's California Dreams tour, which had just come to a close. However, when Katy Perry had them called up to see if they wanted to later join her again on her tour to celebrate the release of her new album Prism, they were all too excited to accept the offer, preferring performing alongside Katy Perry to Taylor Swift. What we didn't really know for sure at the time, some believed that this actually caused a huge rift between the two pop superstars, with Taylor Swift even calling Katy Perry out for poaching her dancers and even suggesting that Perry was trying to sabotage her by doing so. Now granted, Taylor was usually very careful to not mention any names, but it was a very specific thing she was talking about, and we knew what had happened between them at that point, so we kinda knew. In reality though, this is kinda how the business works, and while working for Taylor Swift sounds like it would be honestly amazing, sometimes a better offer just comes along in terms of pay or your preference as a performer, and you have to follow your instincts and take it. Though granted, it is kind of awful when you're already on tour with someone to leave them to go somewhere else. That kind of sucks, but it can happen. It's life. Number 1. Actually kissing Miley Cyrus. The name of this point is not really enough to fully explain what's happening here, so allow me to elaborate and give you the whole story. Initially, people thought Katy Perry's song I Kissed a Girl might actually be about Miley Cyrus, which I found out literally while I was writing this, and it shocked me. This is because Miley has said herself that Katy told her the song was about her when she asked her. However, this is controversial because Katy was friends with Miley back in her Hannah Montana days. Katy is also 8 years older than Miley Cyrus. However, Katy Perry herself has contradicted this story, as she actually claimed the song was about Scarlett Johansson, who I don't believe she's actually ever kissed, but whose appearance in a magazine inspired Katy to write the song, as she felt an attraction towards Johansson. Which, to be fair, I feel that. I understand. Scarlett Johansson is fire. Anyways, flash forward to years later when Miley was on her Bangers tour. During a performance in LA, Katy Perry scored front row seats, and Miley, spotting Katy, came over and kissed her. However, she then proceeded to slip Katy some tongue, which Katy was definitely not here for, with her reacting quite dramatically and turning away from Miley. When interviewed about the experience, Katy said that she turned away because of the tongue slip, going to basically say that Miley's tongue was so famous she didn't want to think about all the places it had been, and it was like a turnoff for her. Taking to Twitter, Miley herself retorted by saying that Katy actually shouldn't be so concerned considering she dated John Mayer, who's been, well, just about everywhere. Oh boy. Honestly, that is some pretty spicy tea, I gotta say.
Number 10, we have Jared Leto. Jared Leto came out kinda hot when he suggested that Jennifer was maybe not as genuine as she wants to come off as. Jennifer has an iconic moment when she took to the stage at the Oscars back in 2013 when she won Best Actress. She was climbing the stairs to get on stage when she took a bit of a stumble, catching herself with her hands. Ellen DeGeneres was reportedly miming behind her back, saying, "Why are you laughing? What, is this funny? I'm still watching you." When Jared recalled seeing this, he shared in an interview, but what Jennifer didn't know was that Ellen was on the side saying, "Don't fall, don't fall," and my mom and brother were all cracking up. Jared then joked saying, "I guess we don't have manners. You can take them out of Louisiana, but you can't take the Louisiana out of them, right?" But after being asked about Jennifer's earlier stumble on the red carpet the same evening, Jared seemed to think that maybe the charm was lost a bit. He said, "You know, I'm starting to wonder if this is a bit of an act. It seems like fans seem to agree with Jared, which is unfortunate for the actress." One social media user wrote, "One reason for Lawrence's rise to popularity was her relatability. She snacks all the time, she loves pizza, she's awkward, she's just like us." They continued by adding, "Personally, I think someone with such a spotlight on them should be more professional, but that's just me." Number 9, the Lohans. Looking to all stem from a casual comment made by Jennifer in an interview really was the start of a feud between the stars. Jennifer was discussing on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert how she works herself into exhaustion. She said, "I'm a puker. I don't stop working because I'm a show pony. I don't have a choice. So I just keep going until my body is like, if we don't make her barf or pass out, she won't stop." She went on to say, "I get like Lindsay Lohan grade exhaustion, but without alcohol. I'm always in bed early, and I'm still tired." Though it seemed to be in a joking manner, the Lohan family saw this as a really low blow. Lindsay's little sister took to Twitter after this comment was made and tweeted, "I never breathe life into negativity, but I stand by my family. Disappointed in Jennifer Lawrence, you lost a fan." Lindsay responded to this tweet by commenting, "Thank you, sister. Maybe who you're referring to should learn to support others like Maya Angelou." She continued on by quoting Maya and adding, "You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise." Even Dina Lohan, Lindsay's mom, fired back at Jennifer. In a statement to Entertainment Tonight, she said, "We've always been fans of her. It was all unfortunate that she used Lindsay as a reference for not showing up to set, and that whole bit. It was disappointing that she didn't have her peers back. You shouldn't trash anyone. It was just surprising." And adding at the end, "My family sticks together." Number 8, Chloe Sevigny. An actress who has been pretty vocal about her dislike for Jennifer is Chloe Sevigny. Regarded as an indie film icon, Chloe wasn't shy to voice her opinion on personalities that are marketable, such as Jennifer's. During an interview with V Magazine in 2015, she was asked if she ever had worries of being typecast for future roles. After admitting that of course she does, she went on to say, "So much is about marketing and selling the product. They'll have a really funny girl on a talk show rounds and everyone adores her, loves her, and wants to F her. But then so many more people want to watch the movie or show." She later explained the actresses who she really looks up to, naming Emma Stone and Angelina Jolie. But she revealed to the interviewer her true feelings about Jennifer, saying, "Jennifer Lawrence I find annoying, too crass." Jennifer has never commented on these comments, but I can imagine these two aren't going to be too close after that. Number 7, Spencer Pratt. Many people wouldn't necessarily put Spencer Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence in the same sentence, but Spencer, the former Hill star, opened up about how he truly felt about the Hunger Games celebrity. He shared in an interview his feud with Jennifer, explaining why he feels personally victimized by her. In an episode of The Morning Breath, which is a Facebook Live series, Spencer spoke to Claudia and Jackie O'Shea. It seems Spencer had some things to say about Jennifer's cover story interview, where she slams her fellow celebrities for being into crystals. In a cover story Jen shared, "When I first moved in, the house was crystallized out, crystals everywhere, and I was like, please get rid of these. I don't want people to come over and think I'm a crystal person." She finished by admitting admitting her hate for crystals. Spencer of course didn't love this, as he is considered a poster child for celebrities who love crystals. He has also shared previously how his love of crystals formed in 2010 and has admitted that to this day he still carries his 5 main crystals at all time, sharing that he holds on to amethyst, black tourmaline, moldavite, a small meteor, and Shiva linum stone. He then said to Claudia and Jackie, "She was talking about me in Vogue, like 100%. I'm the crazy crystal person, she's clowning. So I'll see her and we'll bump into each other at the Beverly Hills Hotel like I see all the A-listers, and they'll run from me." He also added that because of Jen's comments, she is at the top of his beef radar. Fans were upset that if this was true that her comments were aimed at Spencer, it would be pretty disappointing, considering she has shared in the past how much she loves reality TV, especially The Hills. Number 6. Jennifer Lopez. Lopez made an appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon back in May 2014 and shared a story to her audience which involved herself, Jimmy, and the iconic J-Lo. She recalled the party energy which took place at the Met Gala. She said, "We both saw J-Lo and this was about 10 Jell-O shots in. I've never done Jell-O shots and I didn't go to college." She then continued by saying, "So we were dancing and we saw J-Lo and we were like, well, we have to ask J-Lo to dance. We'll do a spin and we'll go dance with us." Jennifer then claimed that she went ahead with the plan without knowing that Jimmy had chickened out. Jennifer shared, "I go to do it and then I look and he's gone. And it's just J-Lo looking at me and I say, 'Dance with me.' She was then like, 'No, I think I'm just going to observe.'" J-Lo later admitted that it was just a bit too crowded to dance and claimed that she would have loved to. Regardless if she didn't mean it, the public dance floor snub did seem to embarrass Jennifer Lawrence regardless. Number 5. Kim Kardashian. Jen has been pretty open about her reality TV obsession for some time and has always expressed love for the whole Kardashian family. But it seems like Kris may be one of the only ones in the family that has a mutual feeling for the actress. Jen first met Kris in 2015 when the star's friend looked to Kris to help surprise Jen with a birthday cake. The two seemed to really hit it off, which resulted in Jen getting an invite to the family dinner. When Kim recalled this on Jimmy Kimmel Live, she shared, "Jennifer came over to dinner for 2 weeks ago. I've never seen my mom more drunk in our lives. It was so funny." Kris even expressed her love for the star when she appeared on Access Hollywood. She said, "Jennifer is so beautiful. She is such a good friend and I'm so proud of her. She is like one of my kids and I'm so blessed to have her in my life." But it looks like not everyone is Jennifer's biggest fan. It seems Kim Kardashian had really had enough of all the love and attention that Jennifer was receiving. She reportedly went into a jealous rage over the close relationship her mom has with the star. An unnamed source shared in 2017, Kim was always Kris's favorite until Jennifer crashed the scene. She's waltzing into the family's world acting like a superstar and upsetting the order with loud chaos. The source went on to add, "Kris said she's a hoot and treats her like a blonde daughter that she's never had. Kim is dreading Jennifer stealing the show. The sunshine walks with Jennifer in Kris's eyes, and Kim is fed up and she doesn't know what to do." Jennifer seemed to be slightly aware of the jealousy coming from Kim though. During an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, she hinted that the two aren't necessarily close. She said, "I don't know if she'd call me her friend. It's probably a one-sided friendship." Number 4. Lala Kent. Lala, the Vanderpump Rules star, definitely had some feelings toward Jennifer and her comments that she wasn't afraid to share them on Twitter. If you're a Vanderpump Rules fan, you'll know that Lala rarely backs down from a fight, and this of course was no exception. The problems between the two looked to initially start when Jennifer, the self-proclaimed Vanderpump Rules superfan, made an appearance on Watch What Happens Live back in 2018. She made some pretty extreme comments when sharing her opinion on a recent episode and her feelings on Lala Kent. She said, "I'm like B, you are a C, if you know what I mean." Of course, the Vanderpump Rules star was pretty angry about this and wrote in a since-deleted tweet, "B, you better pray I don't see you in the streets. You claim you're a pro-woman and then you call another woman a C. You're gross." When asked about her reaction during an interview with SiriusXM, she shared, "No one wants to be called the C word, especially by an A-list celebrity on national TV." She then added, "I was such a huge fan of hers, and it really bummed me out. I thought that she had a little bit more class than that, and congrats on the 2 bombed movies in a row." She even went on to further diss Jen during an interview with The Juicy Scoop, saying that the star was pudgy. She said, "I think we've come to the conclusion that she sucks. Not anytime you bring her up, I'm going to have nothing good to say about her. I'm going to say that her hair sucks and her face is a little too pudgy." This received quite a bit of backlash from Jennifer's fans, which pushed Lala to come up with an apology on Twitter, even claiming that her and Jen are very good now. but many find that hard to believe. Number 3. Miley Cyrus. Another feud that seems to stem from jealousy is that between Jennifer and Miley Cyrus. Miley and Liam Hemsworth called off their engagement only to rekindle their romance 3 years later. A source close to the celebrities claims that this is all Jennifer Lawrence is doing. Maybe not so much the star herself, but Miley's alleged jealousy over the close relationship between the actress and Liam. The insider said at the time, when Miley realized there might be something serious between Jennifer and Liam, she decided to do something to get him back, adding, Miley wanted to do everything in her power to make him realize that she was right for him, not Jennifer. Many believe that this fit of jealousy could be a result of Jennifer's interview with Andy Cohen back in 2015. Andy asked the star, "Have you two ever kissed when the cameras weren't rolling?" To which Jennifer responded by saying, "Liam and I grew up together. Liam's really hot. What would you have done?" "Yeah, I have." Looks like the two are good now after a few compliments went out on Twitter on Miley's part expressing her love for Jennifer's hair, but who's to really say for sure? Number 2. Anderson Cooper. The CNN correspondent and journalist Anderson Cooper found himself in a bit of a feud with the star after sharing his personal opinions on Jennifer. Days after Jennifer won the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2013, what really went all over the news was her stumble on the stairs when she went to receive it. Speculators began voicing their opinions that the trip was fake, and Anderson Cooper looked to be in agreement. Anderson shared on CNN his speculation that the fall was fake, which Jennifer did see. She shared in a podcast saying, "Anderson Cooper, I saw him on CNN 3 days later saying, well, she obviously faked the fall. It was so devastating because it was a horrific humiliation for me. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to give a speech like that again." She claimed she was so annoyed by Anderson's statement that she walked up to him at a Christmas party. She recalled the event and said, "My friend told me that a vein was bulging out of my eyes. He apologized and I think we're good friends now. In the end, we're all good." But could this just be another one-sided friendship like her relationship with Kim Kardashian? And finally, at number 1, we have Donald Trump Jr. During a Q&A session with Oprah Winfrey on The Hollywood Reporter, they discussed her stance on the fight for equality. This led to Oprah's next question, where she asked the star, "Have you ever met Trump?" Jen answered, "No, never." Oprah then pushed further and asked, "Do you want to?" Jennifer was quick to explain that what a meeting would look like and said, "I think so. I've got a pretty good speech." And it ends with a martini to the face. "I have something to say to all of them." She followed this by saying, "You just wait." Looks like Donald Trump Jr. saw this interview and wanted to share his opinion. He took to Twitter and shared a link to the article, writing alongside it, "I'm pretty sure that's not how it would end," which is a little ominous, I would say.
Number 10. Jennifer Stone. The Wizards of Waverly Place actress has an incredible bond with Selena Gomez. So of course, when she became the center of drama with Hailey, Jennifer came to her defense. In a TikTok that was posted on March the 14th, she was mouthing along to an audio that said, "People should shut the F up, back the F off, and let this woman shine her light." It seemed like she might have been talking directly to Hailey Bieber. In the caption she wrote, "When people try to mess with my people, back off." She then added several hashtags like the word grow up, jealousy, shine your light, and Team Selena. The video was one of the biggest ways that Jennifer was showing her support and picking her team. She posted it just a few weeks after she had Selena on as a guest on her new podcast, The Wizards of Waverly Pod. It was really great to see the two of them back together again. Interestingly enough, it was then that Selena admitted that her time on the show was the happiest that she's ever been in her whole life. So unlike a lot of other Disney kids, she actually has fond memories of that time in her life. She also said that her biggest regret was not staying in touch with her co-stars after the show wrapped. Number 9. Camila Cabello. The singer chose to support her friend by unfollowing Hailey Bieber on Instagram. The former Fifth Harmony singer was always really close with Selena, and the two of them regularly help each other cope with the downsides of fame. Camila has talked about their friendship so many times. In a recent interview with People magazine, she said that Selena is somebody that's always been so supportive, a really great friend, and a person with great values. Quote, "She's super empathetic, loyal, and honest. We have our own little group and we hang out and all of our conversations are real." Camila went on to say that she loves how vulnerable Selena is and how she doesn't pretend to be someone that she isn't. She went on to say, "I feel like she's just never pretending and I don't feel like I have to pretend around her. Those are the most worthwhile friendships." So that is all the reason that she needs to support Selena, but it's not surprising that she's actually not a fan of Hailey Bieber herself. In 2018, Hailey and Shawn Mendes hit the Met Gala red carpet together, which fueled speculation that they might have been a couple. As we all know, Hailey would go on to get engaged to Justin just months later, and Shawn would begin dating Camila the following year. Then in 2021, they all ran into each other again at the Met Gala, and things were more than a little awkward. Number 8. Zayn Malik. In the midst of all the recent internet beef, the former 1D member followed Selena on TikTok. This is really interesting because he only follows 18 people on that platform. platform, so his decision to follow her made it pretty clear who he was supporting in the feud. Selena followed him back just days later, which has led some people to believe that there could even be some kind of romance happening. What's really funny is that his mom followed her too, so obviously she's keeping up with all the drama and has chosen to be Team Selena. From this point on, a lot of fans started talking about the possibility of them getting together. In the past, Selena actually said that if he asked her out, she would have accepted. Interestingly enough, Zayn's ex-girlfriend Gigi Hadid was directly involved in the theory called Dubaiigate. This is about the trip that Selena took with Gigi and Kendall back in 2014 to celebrate the new year. The theory is that the two of them brought Selena to Dubai that year just so that Hailey could spend more time with Justin, which obviously she did. The crazy part is that Kylie herself actually favorited the video, so now people think that there definitely is some truth to the rumors. Number 7, Jeffree Star. The beauty guru came through with an absolutely vicious review of Road Skin, where he basically trashes one of the PR packages that was sent to him. In the TikTok video, he starts off by calling the packaging boring, before opening up the box to find a picture of Hailey posing with her products. Then he makes fun of her facial expression and says she literally looks like she wants to die. Some people think that Jeffree went way too far with his criticism. He also said that the whole reason Hailey thought she could make a skincare brand is because she's privileged, uses daddy's money, and has never worked a day in her life. He then looks straight into the camera and says, "In this house we are Team Selena, and we are team not bullying anyone." Although the video was labeled as a review, Jeffree never actually gets to it. Instead, he literally throws her products into the trash can. The clip was eventually taken down by TikTok because of complaints, as many people thought it was straight up bullying. Obviously, he didn't have any intention of testing out her skincare line, it was just an opportunity to dunk on Hailey. Although a lot of people agreed with him, others said things like, "Imagine having Jeffree Star on your side. Oh, you're definitely in the wrong." Number 6, Lily Reinhart. The Riverdale actress was quick to unfollow Hailey Bieber on Instagram when the drama started. The two of them never really seemed to be friends, but she did make it pretty clear which side she chose on social media. And she's not the only one. A lot of fans and fellow celebrities believe that Hailey essentially bullied Selena off social media. This theory came about when she posted a picture of herself on Instagram and made a video explaining why she was going to be leaving the platform, at least temporarily. She said, "I'm going to be taking a second from social media because this is a little silly. I'm 30, I'm too old for this." In the comment section of her post, fans came out in support and expressed disappointment at the fact that she was going offline. While Selena's Instagram was flooded with supportive comments, Hailey's was the complete opposite. In fact, she's now being dragged for literally everything, even taking Justin Bieber's last name. One viral post on Twitter said, "It's funny to me how Hailey slapped the Bieber last name on her online presence immediately, while other celebrities stick with their maiden names because they are already established on their own." For a while, it seemed like everyone had a theory about how she was just using Justin's last name for things like fame or social status. Number 5, Harry Styles. The singer is yet another celebrity who was said to have unfollowed Hailey on Instagram. This one was a little more unexpected given how close he is with Kendall Jenner, as the two of them used to date before going back to being just friends. All three women, Kendall, Kylie, and Hailey, attended Harry's Love on Tour in November. They were caught on video dancing around in watermelon cowboy hats and hugging each other. Although Harry is friends with all of them, it's possible that he didn't approve of the way things went down with Selena Gomez, because most people think that Hailey, Kendall, and Kylie teamed up against her online. The three of them posted a TikTok lip-syncing to audio that said, "I'm not saying she deserves it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right." They have since deleted the video, but some people perceive this as the girls mocking Selena. This was around the same time that Selena faced a ton of body shaming trolls after paparazzi photos came out of her in a swimsuit while she was on a vacation in Mexico. Even though she's publicly discussed her health issues like lupus, the criticism got so bad that she felt the need to yet again address her weight gain. She took to TikTok to tell fans that her weight fluctuates depending on her medications. Number 4, Olivia Wilde. This is just another case of friends standing up for friends. Olivia was another celebrity that unfollowed Hailey when the online feud escalated. The reason being is that she's always been very close with Selena, and she obviously decided to support her friend. The two of them really hit it off when they worked together on Big Slick, which is a charity organization helping kids recover from cancer. Back in 2019, Selena shared some photos of herself cuddling up to Olivia, and another one of Paul Rudd randomly wearing a t-shirt with her childhood photo printed on it. But it's not just her fellow celebrity friends that have been showing their support. This internet drama has brought a ton of fans over to Selena's side. Since the start of the feud, she's gained a whopping 20 million followers on Instagram. She's now the first and only woman to achieve 400 million followers on the platform. But for Kylie and Hailey, the alleged mean girls in the situation, they have lost out on followers big time, around 1 million each to be exact. Hailey lost around 900,000 followers followers on Instagram and more than 400,000 on TikTok since the drama started. So now Hailey will have a massive uphill battle if she ever hopes to win back fans to her side, because as it stands, she's never been more unpopular. Number 3, Manny MUA. The beauty vlogger was one of the many makeup artists to make fun of the way that Hailey Bieber does her makeup. This became a bit of a meme when she started filming Get Ready With Me videos, and people noticed that she uses very little product on her face, like literally 3 dots. She would take a concealer and apply a couple of dots on her face and blend it out until it was almost invisible. It wasn't long before creators on TikTok started making a parody of this in their own videos. Manny MUA did the same thing, where he put almost no foundation on his face and still pretended that he had something to blend. He then put on Hailey's signature brownie glazed lips to finish off the look. This is something that she got a ton of criticism for when she first came up with the name. Hailey was called out for appropriating a makeup technique that's predominantly been worn by women of color since the 90s. As the brownie glazed lips trend took off, it led to an influx of white influencers recreating the look and crediting her as their inspiration. The controversy eventually opened up a much needed conversation around cultural appropriation in beauty practices, especially when it comes to trends that are popularized on platforms like TikTok. Number 2, Mooney Long. The singer-songwriter is another one of the celebrities supporting Selena Gomez. Back in February, Mooney posted a video on TikTok making it clear whose side that she was taking. In the video, she sings along to Selena's hit song Who Says and wrote her name in the caption. Fans were absolutely loving the subtlety of it all. Someone commented, "I love that you said nothing but so much in this video. We love nice, kind, supporting women." Unfortunately, it seems like Hailey just doesn't have as many people in her corner. Fans have been particularly vocal about expressing their disdain for her. It's even showing up on Justin's Instagram. A few days ago, he posted a photo from what looks like a romantic beach getaway with Hailey. While some of the comments seemed to be happy that he was finally posting about his wife, most of them were predictably negative. People started writing all kinds of things like, "Hailey, please give Justin his phone back," and "blink if you need help." In fact, if you just take a look at his Instagram, on every single photo that features Hailey, there are hate comments that follow. At this point, no matter who you support, you just have to laugh at how far this whole thing has gone. And coming in at number 1, Justin Bieber. In the midst of the drama, fans have continually brought up one interview of Justin talking about the downsides of his relationship with Hailey. Apparently, he struggled after realizing that his marriage wouldn't instantly make him a better person. He said, "It's a journey. I remember when I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was going to fix all my problems, and it didn't." He went on to say that he felt like a hypocrite because he wanted Hailey to do something that he wasn't going to do for himself. Although Justin was obviously speaking from the heart here, many fans were mocking the video, saying that he only feels that way because he's with the wrong person. Shortly after they tied the knot, Hailey and Justin did an interview with Vogue, where they both talked about going to a marriage counselor. Hailey said, "The thing is, marriage is very, very hard. That is a sentence you should lead with. It's really effing hard," which is something that they could both agree on. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get a divorce, but some people would say it's not exactly a good sign.
First up at number 10, Kate Moss lie. One of the most talked about things to come out of Amber Heard's testimony was her assertion that Johnny Depp had gotten physical with his past girlfriend, Kate Moss. While Heard was talking about an altercation between Depp and her sister Whitney, Heard said that she recalled a rumor that Depp pushed Moss down the stairs, and that's when she sprung into action to defend her sister. After Amber brought this to light, Depp's lawyers decided to bring Moss in for questioning. Depp's lawyer asked if Moss was ever pushed down the stairs by Johnny, and she denied it. She stated that at one point during their trip it was very rainy, and she ended up slipping and falling down a flight of stairs at the hotel. Once this happened, she called out for help, and Johnny came running to pick her up and do whatever she needed. When the lawyer asked if Depp had ever gotten physical with her at any time, Moss continued that he never, quote, pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs. And at number 9, ACLU donation lie. One of the worst cases of Amber Heard lying on the stand is in regards to her donation to the ACLU, since it's so easy to get to the truth. During her divorce proceedings, Amber went on record stating that she would donate the proceeds from her divorce to Children's Hospital of LA and the ACLU within 10 years, claiming at the time she did not care about the money, rather she just wanted justice for what she had gone through. However, Depp's team brought to light that Amber never donated the money that she pledged she would. In court, an ACLU executive stated that they did not get anywhere close to the $3.5 million that she claimed. Terrence Doherty said the nonprofit received 4 donations in Amber's name so far, totaling only $1.3 million, and only $350,000 of that came from her directly. The remainder and largest portion of the money came from Elon Musk, her former boyfriend. Amber also took credit for a $100,000 donation made by Johnny Depp, go figure. And at number 8, leaked phone call. Probably the biggest bombshell over the course of the divorce were these leaked phone calls between Johnny and Amber, and of course these calls were brought to light once again during the recent trial. In these phone calls, Amber admitted to hitting Depp. In the call, Heard said, quote, "I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched." Adding, quote, "I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." Depp then replied, "I left last night. Honestly, I swear to you, because I just couldn't take the idea of more physicality, more physical harm on one another." Heard finished off saying, quote, "I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I effing sometimes get so mad I lose it." So in this call, Amber not only admits to harming Johnny Depp, but she also tries to shame him and tell him that she didn't even hit him that hard. And at number 7, pooped in their bed. This one is straight up disgusting. But the couple's housekeeper exposed that Amber Heard pooped in their bed while Heard was in. But the couple's housekeeper exposed that Amber Heard pooped in their bed while the couple was married. Housekeeper Hilda Vargas said in a written statement that she found the feces and knew they were human. Vargas added that after she told this to Johnny, Amber Heard approached her and told her the photos had destroyed her marriage. The housekeeper said she apologized to Amber, adding, quote, "I was very nervous and so I apologized, even though I did not believe that their marital problems were my fault or that I had done anything wrong." And she finished off saying, quote, "She has a bad temper in my opinion, and I did not want her to yell at me." Depp stated in court that Amber tried to blame it on their dogs, but he is convinced it came from Amber or one of her friends. And at number 6, forced assistant to lie. In their divorce trial, Johnny Depp's former estate manager has testified that he lied under oath because Amber Heard forced him to do so, or she threatened he would lose his job. This was after Amber was charged with bringing her dogs to Australia illegally and not abiding by the country's restrictions on animal travel. Kevin Murphy, the estate manager, said during the trial, quote, "Amber wanted me to say essentially that it was my fault in one way or another that the paperwork wasn't completed, so that I could take the blame for her." Murphy's statement claimed that Heard said to him, quote, "I want your help on this. I wouldn't want you to have a problem with your job." After being pressured into it, Murphy decided to lie under oath to not get in trouble with Amber. Because of this shocking revelation, Heard was investigated for perjury by Australian officials. Halfway number 5, inconsistencies in her story. Since the internet is clearly on Depp's side in regards to the trial, after Amber Heard took the stand to testify, the internet immediately started dissecting her testimony. Viral TikToks even show people acting out her retelling of events, and it makes literally no sense. In one TikTok, the audio hears Amber claiming she was sitting on the edge of a couch. Then she says how she was on the floor looking at how dirty the rug is, painting the picture that her version of events makes no sense. A tweet breaking down another event said, quote, "I walked out of the bedroom and he slapped me in the face. I turned around to face him and said, 'Johnny, you just hit me.'" The user pointed out that you cannot be slapped by someone and then turn around to face them. And at number 4, Heard copying Depp's outfits. This is one of the many bizarre things that Amber Heard has done in court that has left everyone scratching their heads. After many days of Amber showing up to court wearing almost the same thing that Johnny had worn the previous day, it became clear to viewers that she was copying his outfits. Some experts even claim this might have been done as an intimidation tactic. Dr. Shannon Curry took to the witness stand and testified that she diagnosed Amber Heard with 2 personality disorders. Dr. Curry claimed that Amber's disorder may cause her to, quote, "take on the identity of the people they are spending time with because it's comforting." Many fans on Twitter pointed out the strange coincidence, noticing how Heard will copy the color and style of whatever Depp wears the next day. And at number 3, Milani Cosmetics contradicts Amber. During the trial, Amber's lawyer stated that Amber would walk around with makeup constantly in her purse in case she ever needed to cover up a bruise that Johnny had given her. In court, the lawyer held up Milani Cosmetics' all-in-one correcting kit while telling the jury how Heard concealed alleged bruises on her face. During the trial, her lawyer held up the makeup and said, quote, "This is what Amber carried in her purse for the entire relationship with Johnny Depp. She's an actor. Do you honestly think she would have left her apartment without makeup? Do you think she would ever have wanted other people to see her bruises and cuts? This is what she used. She became very adept to it." Milani then clapped back in a TikTok video showing that the product held up in court was not released until 2017, 1 year after Heard filed for divorce. So there's no way that Heard could have been covering bruises with that specific makeup. A source close to Heard told People, quote, "Heard's lawyer was using an example of the kind of makeup that she used." And at number 2, stolen story. One of the biggest bombshell allegations against Amber in the course of her divorce has been the accusation that she stole her assault story from her assistant. And she played the story off as her own so she could exploit it for financial gain in the divorce. Heard's former personal assistant testified to the UK High Court that her assault story was used by Amber in Amber's depositions against Depp. The assistant, named Kate James, testified that she told Amber the story in confidence of a horrible incident that happened to her in Brazil that traumatized her. Kate James said on the record, quote, "Amber referred directly to a violent incident that occurred to me 26 years ago, and she twisted it into her own story and she used it for her own use." Adding, "This of course caused me extreme distress and outrage that she would dare to attempt to use the most harrowing experience in my life as her own narrative." And finally, number 1, Johnny's kids hated her. Throughout the trial, it became clear that Depp's kids with ex-partner Vanessa Paradis did not approve of his relationship with Amber. It was even exposed that Lily Rose did not attend his father's wedding to Amber in 2015. In court, Johnny said, quote, "My daughter Lily Rose did not come to the wedding. She and Miss Heard were not on particularly great terms for several reasons." Johnny Depp also claimed in court that Amber tried to drive a wedge between him and his kids. When talking about how possessive Amber was, Depp said, quote, "Amber had to have me there at all times for her own needs, also alleging she would tell me what a bad father I was and that I had no idea how to parent." When asked in court if Heard had any relationship with Johnny's kids, Depp responded, quote, "It didn't exist. My children are much smarter than me. They refused to be around her."
Number 10, Rihanna. Rihanna and Jennifer Lopez have been reported to have a bit of a shady side to them and definitely aren't stars to back down from a fight. So it wasn't much of a surprise when Rihanna was pretty unhappy when JLo broke the girl code. Rihanna and Drake have had a long history going back to making music videos together. To that really uncomfortable time, Drake professed his love for her. The two, who started off as friends, ended up getting pretty romantic for a brief period of time, but then called it quits. Drake didn't really seem to wait around too long. Not long after that, they were rumored to have broken up. JLo ended up posting a photo of Drake showing up to surprise her at one of her concerts. And by the end of the month, they were pretty much confirmed to be dating. When Rihanna found out, it was safe to say that she was pretty upset. According to an insider, Rihanna viewed the whole thing as the ultimate betrayal and went on to call JLo a traitor, expressing how hurt she was. What put salt in the wound a little more is that Rihanna and JLo were actually friends before this, and the whole situation resulted in the singer unfollowing JLo on Instagram. But if you think, well, it must be over now, it seems that in 2019, Rihanna was still not a Jennifer fan and ended up shading her during an interview with Vogue. When asked why she turned down the option to perform at the 2020 Super Bowl, which Jennifer ended up headlining with Shakira, she responded by saying, "I wouldn't dare do that." When referencing the former NFL star who reportedly got blacklisted from the league for his kneeling protest, she went on to say, "I just couldn't be a sellout. I couldn't be an enabler. There's things within that organization that I do not agree with at all." After being called a sellout publicly, I can't imagine these two are likely to work it out in the future. Number 9, Nicki Minaj. Let's talk about the awkward American Idol episode. After performing on the show, Nicki wanted to go sit with the judges, which included JLo at the time. She asked the judges, "I was hoping maybe I could come back and be a judge. JLo, can you scoot over a little bit?" JLo then replied by saying, "I don't think there's enough room for the both of us." But this didn't seem to really faze Nicki too much, and when asked about the interaction, she said, "She didn't seem to be having it. I love JLo and I love what she's done for pop culture, and I have nothing but respect." But at the 2015 AMAs, the drama between the two was becoming more suspected. JLo performs a medley of popular songs at the time, which included one of Nicki's tracks. As she was performing, the camera showed Nicki, and many were quick to comment on her unamused face. One Twitter user wrote, "JLo, Nicki Minaj's facial expression says it all." Even though Nicki denied throwing shade, fans were unsure. But after Nicki was spotted hanging out with Jennifer's ex-boyfriend, Casper Smart, it looks like the grudge was still in full effect. According to an insider, Jennifer wasn't too happy to be seeing these two together. However, fans believe that after years, the feud is finally over after the star was seen listening to Nicki's song in a post on her Instagram. But really, who's to say? Number 8, Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth isn't a stranger to having haters, but imagine one of those haters was Jennifer Lopez. During an interview in 1998 with Movie Line, JLo was pretty open about how she feels about the star. When asked about Gwyneth, JLo responded by saying, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she's been in. Some people get hot by association." Going on to say, "I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work." What makes this whole little feud even stranger is that at the time of the interview, Gwyneth was dating JLo's now husband, Ben Affleck. Looks like the past is behind them more recently though, as Gwyneth commented on a picture of Ben and Jen together, writing, "Okay, this is cute. Is she being the bigger person here? Garner, and is their feud really over? Number 7, we have Cameron Diaz. These two were rumored to really not be fans of one another on the set of What to Expect When You're Expecting. A source close to the stars said at the time that the stars were fiercely competitive with each other, going on to say they don't interact much, but when they do, the tension is thick. Cameron even reportedly called out JLo for being too distracted by the media and her personal life to be able to focus on work. An insider shared, Cam sees all that stuff and the hoopla around JLo's divorce with Mark Anthony, and whether she's dating Rodrigo as a distraction from work. Also, Jennifer's entourage was not something Cam was on board with. A source told the media, Cam is annoyed by Jennifer's huge entourage, which includes her mom, 3 assistants, makeup and hair people, as well as her manager. Going on to say, how many people does it take for one woman to film a simple scene? But allegedly, it wasn't just a one-sided feud, and JLo shared with her team how she was choosing to act as if Cam doesn't exist. Though they have denied there being any bad blood, it probably didn't help what JLo said about Cam in her 1998 interview. At the time, Jen said when discussing Cameron, she's a lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities. I just wish she would have done more with that. She went on to kind of dismiss the actress by saying, she's beautiful and has a great presence. Though in My Best Friend's Wedding, I thought when directed, she can be good. Number 6, Jennifer Garner. With Jennifer being Ben Affleck's former wife and mother of his children, many wondered what her true thoughts were about Jennifer Lopez. The former couple, who was married for 13 years, claim that they are now friends as they co-parent their children. But Jennifer seems to have a gear to grind. During an interview, Garner shares how she has been working hard to not look at any of the news regarding her and her now ex-husband. She said, I work hard to not see either of us in the press. It doesn't make me feel good, even if it's something nice about one of us. She went on to add, I don't need to see anyone in my family made into a meme. After she was asked if she had seen the Ben Affleck memes, she replied by saying no, but admitting that he is quite meme-worthy. This didn't sit well at all with JLo, and an insider shared, it's Jennifer's way of saying Ben looks miserable and all his appearances in public are lame. How could JLo not take it personally? Adding that the comments made were a big FU to JLo. The source further revealed the star's feelings, saying part of her wants to fire back and tell Jennifer off, but she's smart enough not to make too much of a scene publicly, so it'll be up to Ben to be the referee. Some fans believe this feud between the Jennifers was a long time coming, but what do you guys think? Number 5, Madonna. Another incident of JLo slamming her fellow celebrities in the Movie Line interview in 1998 is when she bashed Madonna's acting. When asked about Madonna, she allegedly responded by saying, do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. I think she's a great actress? No. Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, oh, I can do that, I can act. And I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft. Looks like all these comments got back to Madonna, and her brother confirmed her thoughts at the time in his memoir, Life with My Sister Madonna. He said, I flashed back to a recent newspaper article and remember that Gwyneth and Madonna were feuding with JLo because she was quoted by a journalist as saying Madonna couldn't sing and Gwyneth couldn't act. Most unwise. He went on to say, everyone with the exception of Donatella and me gives JLo the cold shoulder. Fortunately, no confrontation ensued. By 2001, JLo finally talked about the infamous Movie Line interview while speaking to Vanity Fair. She said at the time, I was so misquoted and so taken out of context, and it's a sore subject for me. Continuing by saying, I don't like to hurt anybody. I don't like to hurt their feelings. I like to joke, so I do that sometimes. What I wrote in that article hurt people, and I just sat down and cried for hours. Number 4, Mariah Carey. This is a feud that dates back to the 90s and have both denied that there's any bad blood, but that really doesn't seem to be the truth. Allegedly, the beginning to this long fight began because of Mariah's ex-husband Tommy. In her 2020 memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey, she explained how it was working on the single Loverboy, when she obtained a sample from the Yellow Magic Orchestra's song what she was going to use for her single. But it seems like Tommy, who was the head of Sony Music, was a bit bitter over the divorce and had other plans. Mariah wrote in her memoir saying, after hearing my new song using the same sample I used, Sony rushed to make a single for another female entertainer on their label. But even after Mariah continued telling fans and interviewers that she didn't know JLo, it wasn't hard to figure out that this is who she was referring to. It really only went downhill from here though, and during a 2002 interview, Mariah threw more shade JLo's way. When asked about her feud with JLo, she responded by saying, there are rivalries, but I don't think she has anything to do with me. My whole thing is singing, songwriting, and I've been doing this my whole life. Singing is my first and foremost. It's a God-given talent that I'm grateful for. Her thing is something different. Of course, JLo was aware of what was being said about her in the public, and and during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live, she ended up giving her side of the story. When asked about Mariah, she responded by saying, "I don't have a feud against her at all. I know from back in the day I've read things that she said about me and they're not the greatest." She continued by saying, "But we have never met, we don't know each other. I think it's from word of mouth of things that have happened in the past." A wild part about this ongoing feud is that they still have never spoke to each other face to face. Number 3, Rosie Perez. These two stars met during an open casting call for the 1991 for the show's Fly Girl Dancers. Rosie has claimed that she was the one who convinced the show's host and creator to pick Jen for the role, claiming that they originally thought she was chubby and corny, but Rosie explains that she was the one that saw something special in her. When JLo got the role, reportedly she found it very difficult to break into the dancer community with the others on the show. Rosie wrote about this time in her memoir and said, "All the girls were coming into my office, complaining how she was manipulating wardrobe, makeup, and me all to her advantage," suggesting that JLo thought the other girls were jealous of her. She went on to reveal that JLo was quick to drop her nice girl act and would go off on Rosie, saying she's like some ghetto bee, screaming and punching her chest. Though Rosie claims that they're all good now and it's in the past, some believe it's more of a frenemy situation at the end of the day. Number 2, Howard Stern. Howard Stern hasn't been too shy to share his opinion on Jennifer Lopez and her music on his radio show. Back in 2021, Howard played JLo's hit song On the Floor, and after listening to the beat, he immediately started laughing. As he watched the music video, he shared that he thought it was clear that JLo was doing everything possible to show herself off, jokingly questioning, "This is a hit somewhere?" He continued on by making fun of the beat, saying, "That's the sound of me banging my head against the wall in time to the music." Not only this, but he was also critical over JLo being a judge for American Idol. When asked about it during a red carpet interview, he said, "I was critical of JLo because I felt like she's never said anything negative, let's say. And I felt like, well, it helped her career. She got very far." Howard has continued on by making it pretty known to his viewers how he feels about the star, so I can't imagine she'll ever make an appearance on his show. And at number 1, we have Selma Hayek. Back in 1991, JLo really got her claim to fame when she started the movie Selena by playing the late musician Selena Perez. But it has been reported that she wasn't actually the first pick for the role. During an interview with Selma, she revealed that she was actually the first pick for the role by Selena's father, but she declined, saying it was a bit distasteful. They were already planning on making this movie. But even though Selma claimed that JLo played the role very well, the feeling was not mutual at all, and Selma found herself victim to the singer's movie line interview. During the interview, where she took down a few of her other female celebrities, JLo said when talking about Selma, "We're in different realms. She's a sexy bombshell and I do all kinds of different things," even stating that Selma's claim that the role was originally hers was an outright lie. Number 10, we have Janet Jackson. Both fighting for that Queen of Pop title in the early 90s appeared to result in the singer's downfall. When asked about the comparison between herself and Madonna, Janet said in an interview, "It's dance music, I'll say that, which is very similar, I think. How do I put this? I think what I do has class to it," even admitting during a 1994 interview that she doesn't hate Madonna, but she has valid reasons to. Madonna later shared that she didn't know why Janet was bashing her, claiming it mystified her and she's never even met Janet in the past. Madonna fought back a bit more though when she seemed to diss Janet's wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl, saying, "You don't have to show nipples to be interesting, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're cutting edge if you do it. And because of this, I don't really see these two rekindling in the future." Number 9, we have Mark Wahlberg. The feud started back in 1993 during a Hollywood birthday party. It has been reported by Liz Rosenberg, Madonna's representative, that Mark called one of the singer's friends homophobic slur, which resulted in a bit of a fight at the party. But it also seemed to be speculated that it was Madonna who originally started the fight, claiming that Mark was dissing her in the press. MTV News reported that both Mark and Madonna were using sexually explicit insults before taking their fight to the streets. Allegedly, Mark took this opportunity to punch Madonna's production talent scout. Liz said at the time, "Guy will probably press charges. I think Mark broke his nose." When asked about the situation in a 2012 interview, Mark revealed, "Madonna called the effing cops on me, told everybody this story that I was doing stuff I wasn't." Number 8, we have Mariah Carey. This dislike of one another started all the way back in 1996 when Madonna told the press that she would rather die than sing a silly pop song like Mariah Carey. She said at the time, "I was talking to Katy Lane last night and I don't want to get into slagging off other artists, but we were talking about her record versus someone like Mariah Carey. We have to realize that the same country that makes terrible movies #1 buys Mariah Carey's records. It's nothing to do with art. She went on to add, "People need something to look at, something to provoke them into questioning whether they completely hate or love something. Perhaps somebody like Mariah Carey wishes she could make that happen." Mariah was obviously pretty quick to hit back though, saying, "I haven't really paid attention to Madonna since I was in the 7th or 8th grade when she used to be popular. It looks like lately they have both toned down their public disses, but many believe the feud is still ongoing." Number 7. Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth and Madonna allegedly stopped speaking back in 2010 after a few falling outs in the past. This seemed to leave Madonna pretty icy towards someone who was her former friend. Both Madonna and Gwyneth were riding high in the late 1990s thanks to Gwyneth's performance in Shakespeare in Love and Madonna's hit album Ray of Light. But it seems the two, regardless of how much they had in common at the time, didn't end up being friends forever. During an interview with British Vogue, Gwyneth revealed a situation she was having with a friend, saying, "I'm having a situation right now where I'm feeling pretty angry." Rumors began circulating that Madonna wasn't being very nice to Gwyneth's good friend and trainer Tracy Anderson. An insider shared that same year that their relationship had been a bit on the rocks lately, revealing, "I can't tell you exactly why they had a falling out, but Gwyneth can be jealous and competitive." Speculation continued to grow that Gwyneth was holding a bit of a grudge after Madonna fired Tracy, who was their shared trainer. During an interview with The Telegraph not long after, Gwyneth explained that she was happy Madonna wasn't working with the trainer anymore, saying, "Yeah, it's good that Tracy doesn't train Madonna anymore. It was too much. She keeps people waiting and it takes up your whole day." Things really seemed to come to a head between the stars during the 2013 Met Gala, when Madonna allegedly snubbed her former friend. A source close to the two that night told the press, "Madonna chatted with Beyonce for most of the evening and didn't even glance at Gwyneth. Everybody talked about it." Not long after, it looked as though Gwyneth hit back during an interview. When asked who between them had the best abs, she said at the time, "Why rub it in? Let's face it. I'll Polaroid my abs and text them to her." Regardless of what the true reason was for their break in friendship, there seems to be a pretty mutual disdain for each other ever since. Number 6. Elton John. It's been rumored that this feud really began back in 2002 when Sir Elton John called Madonna's song Die Another Day the worst Bond tune ever. Truly such a bold remark to make to the press that it's clear he didn't care who knew it, not even Madonna herself. It didn't stop there though and only escalated in 2004 at the Q Awards. Elton won the Classic Songwriter Award and Madonna was nominated for the Best Live Act. After accepting his award, Elton went on stage to share his true feelings about Madonna and her nomination. He said, "Madonna, Best Live Act, F off. Since when has lip syncing ever been live? Sorry about that, and I think everyone who lip syncs on stage in public when you pay 75 quid to see them should be shot. Thank you very much." He ended it by adding, "That's me off her Christmas card list, but do I give a toss? No." Madonna's publicist stepped in after this pretty aggressive public diss and said Madonna does not lip sync, nor does she spend her time trashing other artists. Elton remains on her Christmas list, whether he's naughty or nice. Elton has since recalled his infamous speech and shared that he believes his comments were a little unfair, adding, "She's been in my house for dinner. It was something I said in the heat of the moment and probably should not have. But as much as they would like fans to believe it's civil between the two, it seems that is anything but the case." Reportedly, Madonna turned down an invite to perform at Elton's bachelor party, and an insider claimed that they heard the singer telling his guest, "Madonna the miserable cow wouldn't do it." By 2012, Elton's husband even joined in on the Madonna hate. After she took home the Golden Globe for Best Original Song and beating out Elton, David Furnish said, "Madonna winning Best Original Song truly shows how these awards have nothing to do with merit. Her acceptance speech was embarrassing in its narcissism. It really looks like Elton will forever hate Madonna, and I can't imagine she feels much differently towards him, especially when a clip aired of the singer saying Madonna looks like an effing fairground stripper." Number 5. Pink. Madonna, once Pink's childhood hero, until some tension brewed between the two. During an appearance on the Howard Stern show, Pink was asked what it was like to be friends with the big Hollywood names like Madonna. She quickly answered by saying, "No, Madonna doesn't like me. Some people just don't like me." When asked to go into more detail, she shared, "She tried to kind of play me on Regis and Kelly, and I'm not the one, so it didn't work out." Pink also discussed in another interview how Madonna originally wanted her to be part of the iconic three-way kiss at the 2003 VMAs with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. She said, "I think Madonna wanted to kiss all of us. I was in Costa Rica at the time. Gwen Stefani was also invited. It was a bunch of us. It was going to be a party. It would have been a really weird party." Number 4, we have Cher. Cher is one star who never made her dislike for Madonna much of a secret, even later labeling the singer as rude and spoiled back in the day. During an interview in 1991 with Sir Terry Wogan, Terry asked Cher, "Do you like jogging like Madonna to keep fit?" Cher responded by jokingly saying, "Do you mean like my best friend Madonna?" Terry said, "I thought that was a subtle way to drag her in, you understand." Cher didn't hold back and responded with, "How about dragging her in by her hair?" The 90s weren't a time for friendship between the two, clearly. And Cher said in another interview, "I remember having her over to my house a couple times because Sean Penn and I were friends, and she was just so rude to everybody," as well as brutally adding, "She's unbelievably creative because she's not unbelievably talented. She's not beautiful, but she's rude." And if you thought, well, that's the 90s and things change, clearly they didn't for Cher, who still made it clear she's not a Madonna fan. Cher brought back the feud during an interview on the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2018. Ellen asked the singer to quickly name 3 singers who she would like to collaborate with, which Cher responded by saying, "Adele, Pink, and not Madonna." Ellen reminded her of the question, and Cher responded by saying, "Well, I took a little license." Many have wondered where this long feud really stemmed from and why it's lasted up until now. Cher previously explained the disdain for her fellow celebrity in the 90s. She revealed, "There are lots of things that I respect about her. I think that she knows how to work the business like nobody I've ever seen before. There's something about her that I just don't like. She's mean, and I don't like that." Number 3, Lady Gaga. A pairing that many consider to be a match made in friendship heaven clearly wasn't meant to be. When Lady Gaga first hit the scene, Madonna and her seemed to be close, posing together during a 2009 Marc Jacobs fashion show. The love seemed to quickly disappear after Gaga was accused of copying Madonna's song Express Yourself in her 2011 song Born This Way. This little fight seemed to not last long though, and were seen spotted together at the Met Gala, which many fans think was an attempt at showing that there was no bad blood. This makeup didn't last long though, when the Beats One radio DJ implied that Gaga and Madonna had very similar backgrounds. Gaga responded to this by saying, "Madonna and I are very different, and I wouldn't make that comparison at all. I play a lot of instruments, I write all my own music, and I spend hours a day at the studio. I'm a producer and I'm a writer. What I do is different." She added by saying, "I'm not just rehearsing over and over again to put on a show." Things seemed relatively calm between the singers until 2018, when Madonna accused Gaga of stealing a famous quote of hers. These accusations began when a video compilation circulated online which shows Gaga repeatedly using a quote during her press tour. The quote is, "There can be 100 people in a room and 99 of them don't believe in you, but it just takes that one to change your whole life." This is a pretty similar quote that Madonna would say in the 80s, which is, "If there are 100 people in a room and 99 say they liked it, I only remember the one that didn't." After posting this clip of her interview where she says this to her Instagram, she followed it by a selfie with the caption, "Don't F with me." By 2019, it looked like they'd finally let the past go, but we can hope this isn't just the calm before the storm. Number 2, Courtney Love. Let's get into that very awkward 1995 VMAs chat. The whole situation begins with Madonna being interviewed, but is then shocked to see a makeup compact headed her way. When asking where it came from, Courtney Love shouts, "Hi." The interviewer asked Madonna, "Should we let her come up?" To which Madonna responds by saying, "No, don't please." Courtney continues to throw makeup up at the interview stage, and Madonna says Courtney Love's in dire need of attention right now. Courtney says back, "She's been so mean to me." This situation only seems to get more awkward until Madonna is eventually escorted away with her PR team. Though it looks like Courtney completely hijacked the interview, it looks like more recently they aren't enemies, but definitely not BFFs either. And at number 1 we have 50 Cent. A feud that not many saw coming is that between Madonna and 50 Cent. In 2021, Madonna posted some pretty revealing shots in underwear and fishnet stockings. 50 Cent saw the post and commented on them, saying some pretty harsh things. He wrote, "Yo, this is so funny. That's Madonna under the bed trying to act like a virgin at 63. She shot out." He even went on to add fuel to the fire by reposting the shot comparing Madonna to the Wicked Witch of the East, photoshopping her legs to appear to be stuck under a house. Madonna is not one to lay down and take criticism though. She took to her Instagram story and shared a photo of herself and 50 Cent from back in 2003. She captioned the photo by saying, "Here is 50 Cent pretending to be my friend. Now you have decided to talk smack about me. I guess your new career is getting attention by trying to humiliate others on social media. The least elevated choice you could make as an artist and adult. You're just jealous you won't look as good as me or have as much fun when you're my age." 50 Cent clearly didn't care about her social media call out though, and in 2021 he branded the singer as a grandma and made fun of her lip syncing video that she posted on her TikTok. Can't imagine these two will ever work out their differences now.
And at number 10, Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith and Kylie Jenner dated at one point in time. The pair had grown up together and their friendship blossomed into a romantic relationship. But of course, the teenage relationship did not last long, and Kylie and Jaden broke up in 2014. Apparently, Kylie is the one that cut the cord, and since the split, Jaden has not been able to get over her. Kylie and her ex-BFF Jordan Woods apparently met because of Jaden, and after meeting, Kylie and Jordan were inseparable. So the fight between Kylie and Jordan that ended their friendship also put a strain on Kylie and Jaden. And it's clear the Smith family took Jordan's side in the fight, considering Jordan went on the Red Table Talk to speak about the scandal right after. In at number 9, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez was never really friends with the Kardashians, but her on and off again boyfriend Justin Bieber was. And I'm sure you know where this is going. During the time that Selena and Justin were a thing, Selena felt that Kylie was making the moves on Justin. Selena and Kylie apparently got into a confrontation in 2014 at Justin's house. According to sources, Kylie sent sexy images of herself to Justin, and that's what started the fight. Selena saw the pictures on Justin's phone and she freaked out and left immediately. It seemed after this debacle, Selena realized her and the Kardashians would never be real friends with her, and it was all for show, to enhance their brands. Other sources also claim that Selena stopped being friends with the Jenners because of their use of substances like drinking and partying, but the Jenners denied those claims. And at number 8, Black China. There's absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind that Blac Chyna hates Kylie Jenner. I think pretty much anyone would hate the woman that your boyfriend left you for. Back in 2014, Blac Chyna was in a long-term relationship with Tyga. The pair even had a son together. But that all changed when Kylie came into the picture, and Tyga left Chyna for a 16-year-old Kylie. After they started dating, it was clear that a lot of the world had a problem with it, but none more than Blac Chyna, who was left to take care of their son alone. At this time, tons of Chyna's friends and family were shading Kylie for breaking up a family, including Amber Rose. Apparently, Kim was even friends with Chyna while she was with Tyga, and Kim said that Chyna was devastated when she found out Tyga was leaving her and their 3-year-old son King Cairo for Kylie. Years later, Chyna would get in a long-term relationship with Rob Kardashian, Kylie's half-brother, and have a child with him. Some even speculate Blac Chyna got with Rob purely out of spite, so she could make Kylie's life hell. So I guess here, Chyna got the last laugh. And at number 7, Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer does not keep her opinions to herself, so when she was asked to comment on the Kar-Jenners, she savagely came after the family, specifically Kylie. A lot of people don't like the family for silly reasons, but Keke is concerned about Kylie's impact. Kylie has revealed that she's gotten plastic surgery to fix a lot of the things she was insecure about as a kid, but Keke does not approve. She believes that Kylie went about dealing with her insecurities in the wrong way, and hates the fact that she's praised for this paid glow-up. In an interview about the Kardashians, Keke said, quote, "In the sense of the Kardashians, it's like, I'm going to show you so much perfect and be everything a woman should be or everything a man would like to love." She then went on to speak about Kylie and how everyone labeled Kylie the ugly duckling of the family when she was younger. Quote, "Then she went and did apparently everything the world deems as beautiful. The even crazier part is that everybody loves her for it." And at number 6, Kylie Minogue. Before there was Kylie Jenner, Kylie Minogue was the most famous Kylie, but tension started between the ladies when they got in a trademark feud over their shared name. It started when Jenner tried to trademark the name Kylie in 2015. According to the US Patent and Trademark Office, in 2015 Jenner tried to register Kylie in the US for quote advertising services and endorsement services, but Kylie Minogue's team filed her own charges to ensure the trademark did not go through. Minogue claimed it would be quote damage to her own reputation. In the legal document, Minogue's team classified Jenner as a quote secondary reality television personality known for her photographic exhibitionism and controversial posts on social media. Pretty savage. And then Minogue tweeted quote, "Hello, my name is Kylie, #lightyears," insinuating she was here way before Kylie Jenner. And after all that shade, the two clearly do not like each other. Halfway to number 5, Madison Beer. Madison Beer and Kylie Jenner run in similar social circles, so you'd assume that they have a lot in common and maybe they could even turn into friends. But that's not the case, because Madison called out Kylie for allegedly stealing. Madison Beer accused Kylie of stealing her purple palette idea back in 2017. In October, Kylie released her purple palette from her Kylie Cosmetics brand, and soon after the collection was made public, Madison shaded Kylie on Instagram, alleging that Kylie betrayed her. At that time, Madison posted, quote, "When people fully steal your idea and what they come out with was supposed to be a collab. Whack." So clearly Madison and Kylie were supposed to collab on the palette, but Kylie then released it without Madison and didn't tell her. The collab was never confirmed, but apparently Madison teased it to the paparazzi months before. A follower then called at Madison for quote, thinking she invented purple eyeshadow, and Madison clapped back savagely, calling the user very unintelligent. So clearly that whole thing hit quite a nerve. And at number 4, Lords Leon. Lourdes Leon, daughter of Madonna, dissed Kylie after Lourdes was invited to Kylie's birthday party in 2015. Apparently, she finds the Kardashian family vile and was horrified about the invite. A source revealed that Lourdes shaded Kylie over her social media activity and selfie taking. After she received the invite, the source exposed, quote, "She couldn't believe Kylie thought she'd be receptive to a party invite and has completely ignored her. As far as she's concerned, she's not going to lower herself to even responding," adding that Lourdes is very picky about who she spends her time with and Kylie does not make the cut. The source added that Lourdes' friends are, quote, "much more interested in changing the world than in taking selfies." And at number 3, Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star and the Kardashians have a love-hate relationship, but usually it's hate. Jeffree specifically went after Kylie following the release of Kylie Cosmetics, because at that time, Kylie was his main competitor in the online market. Their feud is pretty much one-sided, but I'm sure Kylie has seen all the shade that Jeffree's dished out. Back when Jeffree was famous for his makeup reviews, he reviewed Kylie Cosmetics on multiple occasions, and more often than not, he trashed her products. When reviewing her over $300 brush set, he called it cheap dollar store product. Jeffree and Shane Dawson also reviewed Kylie Cosmetics, and again did not keep their negative opinions to themselves. Jeffree even shaded Kylie's billionaire Forbes cover, saying, quote, "I declined the feature, so they had to pick someone." And at number 2, Amanda Stenberg. The Kardashians are constantly getting into scandals, usually having to do with cultural appropriation or blackfishing. Actress Amanda Stenberg had enough and needed to slam Kylie's problematic behavior. Kylie got tons of heat after she decided to style her hair in cornrows. Then Amanda shared her thoughts on Twitter, writing, quote, "When you appropriate black features and culture but fail to use a position of power to help black Americans by directing attention towards your wigs instead of police brutality or racism." Amanda decided to explain herself in a video she posted after called "Don't Cash Crop on My Cornrow," where she explained that there's a thin line between cultural appropriation and appreciation. But in this case, it's clear that Kylie has taken something racially charged and made it high fashion, which is disrespectful. And finally, at number 1, Paris Jackson. Kylie has undertaken plenty of business ventures in her day, but one venture was so out of touch that it got the attention of Paris Jackson. Kendall and Kylie got tons of backlash when they released a series of vintage tees for their clothing line, showcasing photos of legends like the Notorious B.I.G., Tupac Shakur, The Doors, and Ozzy Osbourne, beside their own faces on the t-shirts. Tons of celebrities called out the sisters for their tone-deaf decision, including Paris Jackson, the daughter of the late Michael Jackson. Paris took to Twitter and wrote, quote, "As a huge fan of Zeppelin, The Doors, Floyd, I mean, these bands literally helped shape who I am today. I can't condone this fashion. Legends like these who completely changed our world today, not just the music world, should be respected and honored, not turned into this. Pink Floyd is not Chanel, Led Zeppelin is not Michael Kors, Metallica is not Givenchy. Don't get it twisted." Along with getting tons of heat, the sisters were also slapped with multiple lawsuits from the estates of these late artists. So of course, they stopped selling the shirts pretty quickly.
Number 10, Taylor Swift. Taylor and Hailey have both had their trouble with being involved in drama over the years. However, they haven't had direct problems between each other up until recently. The social media drama happened when a video resurfaced showing Hailey and the rapper Method Man during an episode of Drop the Mic. In the clip, Hailey was seen rolling her eyes and sticking out her tongue when Method Man said, "Hollywood's top stars face off in a one-on-one battle, full of the meanest lyrics about celebrities since Taylor Swift's last album." The video even made it to Selena Gomez's For You page. But unfortunately for Hailey, Selena was quick to defend her friend and commented, "So sorry, my best friend is and continues to be one of the best in the game. We all know how close Taylor and Selena are, so of course this isn't going to help Hailey in her case of not being a mean girl." Selena even said when talking about Taylor, "I never fit in with the cool girls that are celebrities. My only friend in the industry really is Taylor. So I remember feeling like I didn't belong." This leaves fans wondering if maybe there was some bad blood before this that led to her gagging over Taylor. Though the two were never necessarily close, it doesn't seem like there was much hatred beforehand. Hailey even shared her positive feedback online about the film Cats, what Taylor started, saying, "My Christmas gift from the universe is the release of Cats the movie." Rumors have also been surfacing as to if this could be an extension of the feud between Taylor and Justin Bieber, not only from the history between Justin and her best friend Selena, but because he is also close to his manager Scooter Braun. This is also the man that bought all of her music catalog and who she claims bullied her alongside Justin. Though Taylor has not yet publicly said anything about Hailey, it really does seem tense. But we all know she is Team Selena. Number 9. Selena Gomez. Selena and Hailey have had a long and complex relationship through the years. They both met Justin Bieber back in 2009, and from then they have both had an interesting relationship with the singer. Hailey even tweeted her support for the couple back in 2010 when she was just 13. But since Justin and Hailey's marriage in 2018, the media has pitted them against each other, which they have both attempted to shut down, up until recently with the eyebrow drama. In a now deleted post, sharing that she laminated her brow a little bit too much. Within a few hours, Kylie Jenner posted a selfie on her Instagram story with the caption, "This was an accident?" Clearly fans and the media were convinced she was just throwing shade at Selena, considering the text was placed over her brows. She then went on to post a screenshot of a FaceTime between her and Hailey, which was zoomed in on both of their eyebrows. This spiraled all over social media, with most fans coming to the support of Selena. The singer hasn't been one to get involved in social media drama and has even gone off the platforms to preserve her peace in the past. But when this began getting out of control, Kylie saw the video and explained the bullying against Selena. She commented, "This is reaching. No shade towards Selena ever, and I didn't even see her eyebrow posts. You guys are making something out of nothing and this is silly." To which Selena responded, "Agreed." Though Hailey hasn't publicly said anything about this alleged drama, Selena is clearly over it. After sharing a makeup tutorial on TikTok, she wrote in the comments, "Thank you and love you all so much. I'm deeply grateful for each and every one of you humans. You make me unbelievably happy." She then added, "Please be kinder and consider others' mental health. My heart has been so heavy and I only want good for everyone. All my love." Number 8. Shawn Mendes. The relationship or situationship between Hailey and Shawn is a bit complicated. Shawn more or less has admitted they were involved in the past, but they both refused to put a label on their past relationship. Shawn said in an interview with Rolling Stone, "I don't even want to put a title on it. I think it was more of a zone of limbo." After being seen holding hands during Halloween and then cuddling over the holidays, it seemed that they were keeping it pretty casual, probably due to the distance. The two ended up being each other's date to the Met Gala in May, but by June, Hailey was already back with Justin and engaged just a month later. At the time, Shawn claimed he wasn't bitter, saying to Patrick Doyle from the Rolling Stones, "I get it, you know. I'm really happy for them." Patrick said when recalling this conversation, "It seems like he might be about to say something more about how it all went down, but he stops himself. You can't control your heart." Though he has never publicly said anything bad about Hailey, they did have an awkward encounter at the 2021 Met Gala. Camila Cabello, Shawn, and the Biebers all ran into each other. Shawn lightly hugged but barely looked at Hailey, focusing more on Justin. The interaction lasted no more than a few seconds, but a few fans thought the whole thing was very cringeworthy. What do you guys think Shawn's true thoughts about Hailey really are? Number 7. Miley Cyrus. During an episode of Carpool Karaoke, Miley made a surprise appearance when Kendall Jenner and Hailey were singing Party in the USA. Later in the episode, Miley and Hailey revealed that they have known each other since they were kids, and the singer even admitted to bullying Hailey in the past. Miley says, "I would be evil to her. She would try to play with us and we would lock her out of the room and just be evil." She went on to say, "I had to. I made you who you are, you know. It made you stronger. Now you can take the trolls because I was such a troll." Hailey replied by saying, "She prepared me for the industry." Though Miley hasn't commented recently on Hailey, Selena has shown her love for Miley in a recent Instagram post. After posting a makeup-less selfie, she captioned the photo with "Violet Chemistry." Violet Chemistry is a song on Miley's new album Endless Summer Vacation. This seems to be enough for fans to assume Selena is for Miley and most likely vice versa. Not only that, but she looks like she doesn't follow Hailey on Instagram anymore, but she does follow Selena. Number 6. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez and Selena Gomez have publicly showed love for each other in the past. Selena even took to Instagram after seeing J-Lo's concert in 2018 and messaged the singer saying, "I wanted to tell you how much you inspired me tonight. I haven't felt that free in my entire life. I love you so much." J-Lo then shared the message on her own Instagram saying, "I love you, Selena." We all know they are close, and maybe that's the reason J-Lo ended up unfollowing Hailey on her platforms. Either way, there could be more to this relationship going on behind the scenes, or maybe it's just a friend supporting a friend. Number 5. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has been pretty public about her thoughts on Hailey and the Baldwin family in general over the years. When Hailey and Justin got engaged in July 2018, Wendy seemed to have some opinions on the whole thing. She said in her show to her studio audience, "I think the Baldwins look at Bieber as a cash cow. I think Stephen Baldwin, Hailey's father, likes to be more relevant again to young people in pulp culture, and Bieber is a quick way to do that. I don't believe this marriage will last. This isn't the first time Wendy has bashed the relationship though. Just 3 days before the couple even got engaged, Wendy said on her show that Hailey only has Justin's attention until Selena comes back into the picture. She also commented on Hailey's engagement ring, speculating that Justin most likely had that ring for a while and was planning on giving it to Selena. Not only that, but she also applauded Kylie Jenner and said that she upstaged the bride, referring to Kylie's look at Hailey and Justin's wedding. At the end of the day, it just seems like she's not really a fan of the model. Number 4. Patty Millette. Let's talk about Justin Bieber's mom, Patty. Fans have speculated that Patty has been sharing her subtle opinions on the feud between Hailey and Selena through her tweets. At the end of February, during the whole ordeal, she said, "Hate is ugly. Don't be ugly." Though we're not entirely sure if she's defending her daughter-in-law or Selena. One user wrote, "Bullying and body shaming in 2023 at this big age is so childish and disgusting. She needs to be stopped. Your daughter-in-law has been bullying Selena for years. We are tired. Please tell her to leave our girl alone." Other fans though believe Patty's tweet could be a way of siding with Selena due to her past speculations of her true feelings toward Hailey. Before Justin's engagement to Hailey, Patty's Twitter bio read, "Yes, Justin Bieber is my son. I have many other great qualities besides being his mom." Though this was her bio for quite a while, she later removed it, and things began believing something wasn't right between the mother and son. Fans speculated that due to the new engagement to Hailey, she didn't want to reference her son anymore in her bio. Patty even went on to like tweets about fast engagements. This left social media users wondering if Patty's recent tweet is in support of her son's ex or for her daughter-in-law. Number 3. Pia Mia. Former best friend of Kylie Jenner, Pia has now taken the side on the drama with Hailey and Selena, and it looks to fans as though she's chosen Selena. Pia uploaded a video to her TikTok account of a Get Ready With Me makeup tutorial. She even used Selena and Rima's song Calm Down in the background. Her fans loved the public support of the singer, and many took to the comments. One user wrote, "We hear you loud and clear, queen," as well as "Pia has spoken without saying a thing." Another added, "Staying on the right side of history, I see." Though she has never said she hated Hailey, it appears she might just like Selena a little bit more. Number 2. Jenna Ortega. It seems the drama continues for Hailey, and it's looking like some celebs just aren't in support of her publicly. After Hailey lost more than 700,000 followers in just 4 days, you can assume some of those were celebrity peers. One of those being Jenna Ortega. But she does still currently follow Selena, which can't be a great feeling for Hailey. It looks like the drama continues as more and more celebrities are being a bit more open about their thoughts on both Selena and Hailey. What do you guys think about Jenna unfollowing Hailey? And number 1, we have Jordyn Woods. Jordyn Woods, who is another one of Kylie Jenner's former best friends, but they seem to have a falling out after Jordyn was accused of kissing Tristan Thompson. Kylie even ended putting Jordy lip kit on sale during the peak of the scandal. Now more recently, we know how close Kylie and Hailey have gotten, leaving many fans interested if Jordyn would have something to say about the drama that is currently going on. And it seems she did, and it's definitely not as subtle as an unfollow on Instagram. Jordyn took to her Snap story at the end of February, shouting out Selena's makeup brand, Rare Beauty. She wrote, "Love this lip liner," before showing the product and writing, "If you're wondering about the shade color." Fans seem to love this love towards Selena and diss to Hailey and Kylie. One Twitter user wrote, "Watching Jordyn Woods' Snap story, not her posting a Rare Beauty lip liner. I love that." Fans couldn't get over her posting, with another writing, "Jordyn Woods posting Selena's lip liner, what a queen."